Do you believe in ghosts? What if you had to face one alone on a deserted road in the dead of night? This is a true story of a truck driver whose name was Jack. Hi friends, I hope you are doing well. Today, I have a spine-chilling story that will grip you until the very end. So, sit tight and prepare yourself for a haunting tale about a truck driver and a road with a dark secret. Jack was a seasoned truck driver. He had driven across the country, through bustling cities and quiet towns, but nothing ever unnerved him. That is, until one fateful night when he took a job that led him to the infamous Miller's Hollow Road. The road was notorious among truckers. They said it was cursed, that strange things happened there. But Jack, being a practical man, didn't believe in such tales. He laughed off the warnings and set out on his journey, his truck loaded with goods and his route mapped out. The night was dark, and a heavy fog settled over the road as Jack drove deeper into the woods. The tall trees closed in around him, their branches stretching out like skeletal fingers. His headlights struggled to cut through the dense mist, and the road ahead seemed to vanish into the darkness. Despite the eerie atmosphere, Jack kept driving, his eyes fixed on the road. The radio played softly in the background, offering a comforting distraction from the oppressive silence outside. But as he approached the curve where Miller's Hollow Road began, the radio cut to static, and Jack was left with only the sound of his own breathing and the hum of the engine. Suddenly, out of the fog, a figure appeared on the side of the road. Jack's heart skipped a beat as he saw a woman standing there, drenched from head to toe in the rain. Her long, dark hair hung limply over her face, and she wore a simple white dress that clung to her like a shroud. Jack slowed down, unsure of what he was seeing. "Are you okay?" he called out, leaning out of the window. The woman didn't respond. She just stood there, staring at him with eyes that seemed to bore into his soul. Feeling a chill creep down his spine, Jack decided to pull over. He stepped out into the rain, his boots sinking into the muddy ground. "Do you need help?" he asked, approaching her cautiously. But before he could get any closer, she vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the echo of her presence. Jack's blood ran cold. He quickly got back into his truck, his heart pounding in his chest. He had heard of ghost sightings on Miller's Hollow Road, but he had never believed them. Now, he wasn't so sure. Determined to get through this stretch as quickly as possible, Jack resumed his drive. The road seemed to stretch on forever, the fog growing thicker with each passing mile. Then, just as he thought he was clear, the figure appeared again, this time directly in the middle of the road. Jack slammed on the brakes, his truck skidding to a stop just inches from her. The woman looked up, her face now visible in the glow of the headlights. Her eyes were hollow, filled with a sadness that seemed to transcend time. She pointed towards a path leading off the main road, a path shrouded in darkness and mist. Jack's instincts told him to drive away, to leave this place as quickly as he could. But something about her gaze compelled him to follow. He turned his truck onto the narrow path, the tires crunching on the gravel as he navigated the winding trail. The path led him to an old, rickety bridge that spanned a deep black river. Jack stopped at the edge, the truck's engine idling. The woman appeared once more, standing on the bridge, her figure blurred by the rain. Jack got out of the truck and approached her. "What do you want?" he asked, his voice trembling. The woman pointed to a spot near the edge of the bridge, and as Jack followed her gesture, he saw something that made his heart stop. A small, forgotten grave marked by a simple, weathered cross. The realization hit him like a punch to the gut. This was where she had died. Jack knelt by the grave, feeling a wave of sorrow wash over him. "I'm sorry," he whispered, his voice barely audible above the sound of the rain. The woman's figure began to fade, her eyes softening as she looked at him one last time. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice a faint echo on the wind. And then she was gone, leaving Jack alone on the bridge with only the sound of the river below. Jack stood there for a long moment, the weight of what he had witnessed settling over him. He knew he had to tell someone about this place, to make sure the woman's story wasn't forgotten. He made a silent promise to return, to bring flowers and remember the life that had been lost here. As Jack drove away from Miller's Hollow Road, the fog began to lift, and the rain eased into a gentle drizzle. The haunting feeling that had gripped him loosened its hold, and Jack felt a sense of peace he couldn't quite explain. When he finally reached his destination, he knew his life had changed forever. The ghostly encounter on that dark road had left a mark on him, one that he would carry with him always. Thank you for joining me on this eerie journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tales of the supernatural. Drive safely and always be cautious of the roads less traveled. Subscribe for more haunting stories.